Hello there. My name is Mitchell Toy, mayoral candidate, activist, writer, and social scientist. I'm joined today by Stuart Weinstein. Stuart, would you please tell the audience at home why you're here today and why we're holding this emergency town hall?
So there are lots of condo owners in Toronto, lots of voters. The Condominium Act is what runs and rules the condo world. Unfortunately, condominium corporations with their condominium lawyers, which condo owners pay for, break the law on a continuous basis. In my case, the condo corporation TSCC 1466, with their condo lawyers Feinandeo, Horlick, Levitt, DeLilla, Timothy Dugan, Combe-Brannigan, broke the law. They broke the law by lying to the court, using their Teranet key to put an illegal lien on my condo for over $130,000 plus interest. Now, the Condominium Act shows ways that you have to focus, whether you can go to arbitration, whether you can go to court. So the first thing is, my matter was not a matter for arbitration. Number two, condo corporations cannot make arbitration bylaws which control the process. Effectively, what they did is they appointed their own judge and wrote up their own judgment. Then they used that false document, that fraudulent document, to take it into court and lie to them as well. So there's a real problem with the fact that condo corporations can make up their own rules, and it's very profitable for them. All this money is legal expenses. Nothing's happened. Nothing's broken. There's no rule or bylaw. In order to do something in a condo, in the private units, you need what's called a resolution, which is a bylaw or a rule. And there's sections within the Condominium Act that dictate how to do it. You cannot just, on the condominium board, say, we want to do this, we want to do that. It has to go to the owners, or they have to go to a meeting. There has to be a process. Now, the court system, unfortunately, doesn't understand the Condominium Act, so they tend to favor the lawyers in the condominiums, and the condo owners pay for the lawyers. And then it just exacerbates by that process. When you're self-represented, you literally get a different form of justice than if you are represented by a lawyer. So the goal here is not to paint all lawyers with the same brush, but if you're a condominium lawyer, you're generally only making money if you're breaking the law.
Well, that is a chilling statement that condominium lawyers only make money, or perhaps are even hired, if they're willing to do these kind of underhanded tactics. Now,
That's correct.
you think, have you spoken with any people that have practiced formally condominium law and would testify to the fact of this level of corruption? Or do you believe that there are similar cases where this has been documented before? And is there any express proof that you could pull out or show, or is this just more how they operate? And with a magnifying glass on your case and others, we can easily see this pattern of kind of manipulation or corruption ongoing in many other cases?
So the answer is there's definite evidence, but it's not straightforward. It's not sort of me trying to tone it down for this webinar. You'd have to really see the different aspects and understand the nuances of what they do. The biggest one is they can label anything they want a common expense, and they can't do that. I mean, they do it, but they can't, because there's clearly things that are common expenses, and that is the monthly portion that you pay in maintenance fees. Everything else is not what would be just deemed an automatic common expense. So your answer is absolutely yes. There's absolutely certifiable evidence that can be shown. And it really is having a forum to be able to get either an investigative reporter or to be able to break it down so that the average person can understand that this is a huge problem existing. May I ask you to hold for just 13 seconds?
Sure, we will hold then.
No, I didn't know if we can go in. I didn't know if we can go back into it in that respect. There's just, that was, I mentioned, that 8 to 9, a couple of things that I had to be able to do. So I have
no problem. So Could you just quickly tell me, Stuart, what are some things a condo owner should watch out for to find out if this is happening to them?
Yeah, well, the biggest thing is, unless there's a resolution, which is a rule or a bylaw, it's otherwise breach of contract. When I bought my condo, I bought it under a certain set of the declaration, and the description was what makes a condo. But they changed the rules without any permission to be able to do that. So be aware that you need a rule or bylaw, otherwise they can't do it. That's a breach of contract, and you can go after them civilly. That's the other thing to be aware of, and this is the really most important thing, is even though it's condominium act supposed to be consumer protection, you're only protected before condominium becomes a condominium, and you're only protected if you're a new condominium purchaser. If you're an existing condominium owner, once the condominium becomes a condominium and you don't sell and you're a current owner, you become vulnerable to being defrauded and having your condo stolen, which is very the same like anything else, is new customers seem to get better deals than existing customers. And this is a perfect example. My condo is being stolen. I mentioned the other gentleman. He's an YRSCC 972. So the condo lawyers know that there's a lot of money to be made, and that's what they're doing. And so we need help. And this is something that the problem is that it's not a 2-minute conversation. It can be clear and inviting, but it really has to be brought up, and it needs to be brought up during the mayoral candidate, because it can't be a figurehead mayor. It has to be somebody who really deals with the illegal activities that the city of Toronto is engaging in.
Well, thank you so much for speaking as today, Stuart. I'm going to try my best and going to try to get the attention of as many other candidates, and we're going to try to have these matters investigated properly, and we're going to try to come together to build the class kind of movement we will need to succeed in this legal battle. And once again, thank you so much for speaking with me. And I hope to have you again on soon with some more experts to further get into this matter.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.